Thanks to the amazing folks over at Ameda City through the Predecessor Creators Guild, I've been given an opportunity to take a first look at Predecessor's upcoming patch, patch 1.4. This patch is absolutely massive and has some changes for every single hero in the game. It's also going to bring us our next Predecessor hero, Boris, who's going to be charging his way into Sanctuary. We got a lot to cover in this patch, so let's get to it. Countess is an amazing assassin in Predecessor that many people love to use in the mid lane and sometimes in the jungle. She's received a suite of changes in this patch that are hopefully going to make her more playable and a little bit more enjoyable. To her base stats, you'll notice that she's received a little bit more armor, slightly more damage, and some movement speed. Her passive, excitingly, has been completely reworked. Used to be that she gained magical lifesteal on hero takedowns. Well, now they've adjusted that entirely to a new passive called Blood Tithe. With this passive, if Countess deals damage twice with an ability within 4 seconds, she will apply Hemorrhage, dealing 8% max health damage as true damage over the next 4 seconds. This passive also grants Countess 5% movement speed and refunds 25% ability cooldown. This ability stacks, but it doesn't refresh. Countess' Q ability, Shadow Slip, is one that most people know her for, allowing her to teleport briefly from one point to another and then return to the origination point. This ability has received an overall nerf as it sees just over a 50% damage decrease, a 15% decrease in its slow, a little bit more cooldown, and a little bit more resource cost. The silver lining here is that they're giving Countess players 1 additional second to return to the original Shadow. Countess' E ability, Eventide, sends out a cloud of darkness that deals damage in a line in front of Countess. This ability is now considered a standard projectile and received a couple of changes that are going to be aimed at improving its efficacy in the late game. Damage is going to go down a little bit across all ranks. However, scaling is going to increase 10% with an additional cooldown 1 second added to all ranks. Her right mouse button, Blade Siphon. This is Countess's iconic spin move wherein she damages those around her and heals herself for a percentage of that damage. You're going to see that this is a little bit better early because they've lowered the cooldown early. So you'll have a little bit more uses. They've also added to where she gets 75 bonus damage to monsters, kind of a little tip of the hat to those who enjoy playing Countess in the jungle. Her ultimate ability, Feast, allows her to jump onto an enemy, deal some significant damage, and heal. The significant change to this ability, though, in this patch is that where Countess used to stun the enemies that she targets, now it is considered suppressing the enemy. She will get to suppress an enemy for 0.75 seconds, and it will also apply her passive, Hemorrhage. It's not going to be considered a normal heal, though, now, as she gets 50% more damage, and she will heal all of the damage so long as the enemy she's targeting already has her Hemorrhage passive on them. Because of these suites of changes aimed at giving her more survivability in fights, the overall damage of the ability has come down a little bit, as well as the scaling has come down a little bit. But, you know, we can rejoice knowing that Countess is going to be getting even a little bit more health regeneration just to stay out there, you know, bothering those mid lane mages who are just trying to get their creep score up. Let me know what you think about these ability changes in the comments below and whether you'll be playing Countess in patch 1.4.